Okay, wait. Now, how do I say this right? Melbourne. Melbourne. Well, let's say it the right way. The Aussie way. Melbourne. Did I get that right?
Yes, you got it right.
Great. Okay, Melbourne. So that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, and that's what this video is going to be all about. Well, not the pronunciation, but all about Melbourne. Now let's get right into the video. This is Pooja from AECC Global, and I welcome you to our brand new YouTube channel, Pathfinder. If you are seeking guidance and information on everything you need to know about studying abroad and international education, this channel is one to keep an eye out for. So make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the new content with growing. When you talk about Australia or moving there for your studies and work, you would without a blink list Melbourne in the list of cities you'd either like to study at, live in, or just explore. It just pops first on most of our minds when we say Australia, doesn't it? Now, Melbourne is just a really fascinating city for many obvious reasons. For one, it is the cultural capital of Australia and is popular world over. The city is almost always buzzing with vibrance and cultural activities all year round, with festivals, markets, exhibitions, and tons of celebrations. 2. It is also the coastal capital of the beautiful southeastern Australian state of Victoria. The central city is home to about 136,000 people and is the core of an extensive metropolitan area. And 3. It is ranked second in the list of the world's most livable cities for students. Trust me on this, I've got a lot of friends studying in Melbourne and they just won't stop gushing over their stay there. Melbourne has a reputation for being a hotspot for students from different parts of the globe. It's home to some really cool universities such as the University of Melbourne, Monash University, the University of Queensland, and a lot more. Also, as an international student, you are most of the time likely to be on a tight budget. We know, we understand. But when it comes to Melbourne, you don't have to worry about burning a hole in your pocket. It is said to be a student budget-friendly city. So you can set realistic budgets and figure out the best ways to spend your money wisely while living the ultimate international student life. As for student accommodation, there are plenty of safe and central options that are available. Melbourne universities offer purpose-built student accommodation. The students get private accommodation with campus-like facilities. There are several university-managed accommodations, residential colleges, student housing services, homestays, and many other viable options. Now let's talk about one of the most amusing things about Melbourne. It's the weather, of course. It's almost bittersweet. You'll either love it or you won't entirely like it. A lot of people assume that Australia is always sunny, hot, and dry. And this is true in certain parts of the country, but not in the case of Melbourne. The city is quite known for its fluctuating weather conditions that you can literally experience 4 seasons in a day. Basically, M for Melbourne, M for moody. But here's the thing, you can enjoy hot summers, crisp winters, mild autumns, and glorious spring all year round. A little topsy-turvy, but that's what makes it all the more amusing. Now coming to the art, music, and culture aspect of Melbourne. If you are someone who loves art, festivals, and parties, then Melbourne is just the place for you. The city's culture is super alive and exciting and is the perfect place for international students to experience a global lifestyle. Melbourne portrays itself as a truly unconventional, quirky city. It has made its mark in the international arts, theatre, and music arena. You can discover flea markets, music festivals, underground parties, art exhibitions, and so much more. The best part, most of these festivals are super affordable or free. Here are a few festivals you might want to check out with your friends when you are in Melbourne. For the Love is a great festival to check out if you want to experience art, surf, music, and culture all in one place. And it happens right near Melbourne Airport. We've listed only a handful, but there are so many more events. There are also a ton of free galleries and museums throughout the city. The National Gallery of Victoria has a vast collection of art from around the world. The Australian Centre for the Moving Image offers incredible interactive exhibits. It's undisputedly one of those places in the world where people drawn to creativity and innovation come together to do some great things. Not a big arts and music person? Does your heart beat for sports? Then you must know this. Melbourne is also that city for hardcore sports lovers and those wanting to experience authentic sporting events. Did you know that it is the sporting capital of the world? Well, this isn't surprising considering the fact that it hosts the Australian Open, the Australian Formula One Grand Prix, the MotoGP, and the Spring Racing Carnival. The city has some of the most energetic sporting venues in the world, such as the Melbourne Cricket Ground, which also happens to be a major tourist attraction. And oh, the Melbourne Cup at Flemington is everything. The amazing horse races are just not to be missed. If you are from one of the Commonwealth countries, you can also join cricket tournament screenings that happen throughout the city and easily make friends with fellow sports lovers. If you are looking for an adrenaline fix, Melbourne has several surfing spots and classes you can sign up for. What better thrill than to ride tides? Keep an eye out though, you don't want to become a shark snack. Talking about surfing, how can we not talk about the beaches in Melbourne? Melbourne also has some of the best beaches in Australia within just a few miles of the central metro area, such as Brighton Beach, St Kilda Beach, Williamstown Beach, popularly known as the Willie Beach, and many more. Oh, it doesn't stop here. If you are someone who's not much of a stay-at-home person, this city will never cease to surprise you. Here's the thing. There's always something to explore in Melbourne. You'll end up finding many unique spots while on the go and surely fall in love over and over again. Melbourne is known for its laneways filled with colourful street art, little cafes serving some of the best coffee, quiet resto bars, and gorgeous boutiques. Also, within a couple of hours from Melbourne, you can find some really amazing places to do quick staycations. Charming seaside towns, wineries, little islands, and so many more places. Man, there's just plenty of reasons to hit the road during the day and explore all you want. If you don't feel like going too far, there are other things that you can do within the city as well. Most outdoor parks in the city or outside the city are free and open to the public, with free barbecue facilities, public art, and cozy spots to unwind with friends or even a good book. The top 4 free parks that we recommend are the Royal Botanic Gardens, Flagstaff Gardens, Docklands Park, and Treasury Garden. Given the recent global situation, the open hours and rules may be different. You can check with the local information center to know the recent updates. Now, I would like to talk a little about the Federation Square in specific. This place is super happening and is always brimming with activities. Well, it's pretty much the heart of Melbourne. World-class art galleries and exhibitions, a diverse range of food and drink options, and events make it one of those must-visit places in Melbourne. Now, your next question is probably, how do I get around the city? Here's a little tip. When in Melbourne, travel like a local. This way you can spend way less than expected. Melbourne is the second largest city in Australia and there are plenty of options for affordable, reliable and easily accessible public transportation. Let me re-emphasize this. Public transport is a huge deal in Melbourne. The tram system is the largest and longest continually operating system in the world. You'll see every third person hop onto free city tram services, trains and buses, or even the city's bike share service. Melbourne is built with a great network of public transport, roadways and walking pathways. This helps international students especially to move around the city in an easy, fun and most importantly, in an inexpensive way. But to use public transport outside of the free tram zone, you will need to purchase a Myki Card. So what's a Myki Card? Myki is your ticket to travel on trains, trams and buses in Melbourne. These cards are available in most of the retail outlets displaying a Myki sign, visitor centers, and at train stations. You can recharge it from time to time at convenience stores and train stations as your balance runs low. In another video, we'll tell you in detail all about the transportation options available in Australia, which makes getting around super easy and simple. Now moving on to the most important aspect of any city. I'm talking about the food, of course. As much as Melburnians are popularly known for their love of sports and live cultural events, they're also equally known for their love for food and coffee. Melbourne is pretty much known to be the hub of some of the finest dining experiences. We're talking about both fuss-free street food and classy restaurants. There are so many spots to grab quick cheap eats and rooftop bars where the spirits are at an all-time high. Melbourne's got a serious reputation globally for being the culinary capital of Australia. The multicultural influence has pushed restaurateurs all over the city to go beyond and start dining ventures. The food lover's total paradise, they say. Melbourne's coffee culture is also one to look out for. A coffee culture in Melbourne? Yeah, that's how I reacted as well. This was new to me too. The coffee in Melbourne is incredibly popular for its tantalizing aroma and flavors, and we've been told it's totally worth the hype. It is said that the coffee culture in Melbourne started after World War II, and a lot of Italians and Greeks moved to Australia. Here's another Melbourne coffee fact. In Melbourne, you will notice that most coffees are not named the same way as anywhere else in the world. For example, you won't really find Americanos here, and they're more commonly referred to as long black. Also, you can go for free coffee tasting sessions at some of the coffee shops and roasters. Now, who wouldn't love a fun coffee tasting session? So this brings us to the end of this video. I'm going to close this video with a very interesting fact about Melbourne that I recently came across while doing my research on this topic. Did you know that Melbourne was originally called Batmania? Nope, it's not what you think it is, and most certainly has nothing to do with Bruce Wayne or Batman. The name comes from one of the city's founding fathers, John Batman, who discovered central Melbourne and said, "This will be the place for a village." Anyway, we hope you found this video useful if you are planning to go study in Melbourne. We have more content coming up on some of the other popular cities for students. So don't forget to click on that notification bell so you can watch it when it's up. If you would like to know more, you can connect with our experienced counselors to help you plan your studies in Australia. It doesn't matter how far along you are in your education journey, we've got you. This is me, Pooja, signing off, and I'll see you soon in another video. Until then, bye!